After a wild NXT takeover and an even wilder Hall of Fame, how can WrestleMania top that? I'm Chris Wolvie, the wrestling blogger who always tells it like it is. Yep, I was there 7 years ago. I saw the end of the first Daniel Bryan era, saw The Rock beat the hell out of John Cena, and saw The Undertaker put Triple H through Hell in a Cell to go 20-0. But that was 2012. We got a lot to get through, so let's get going. Here are my official, unofficial, official predictions for WrestleMania 35. Let's start with the kickoff show. Firstly, the 6th annual Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. I think this will hinge on exactly what Michael Che and Colin Yost do. If they're smart, they'll stay out of the ring until the right time to dump Braun Strowman and start a Tom and Jerry style chase for the rest of the night. Or they could go the Drew Carey route, crawl over the top rope and just run like hell. If the latter, I pick Braun Strowman. If the former, since the feud is full of unwinnable tag teams, my secondary pick will be EC3. Let's face it, he needs a push. 2nd annual WrestleMania Women's Battle Royal. Kind of a thin field this year. With 11 women on the main card, the others and whatever NXT ladies they can snag will probably have a quick match. But there's only one reason I can think of for Asuka not being SmackDown Women's Champion. To win the Battle Royal. So, I pick Asuka. Cruiserweight Championship. Buddy Murphy versus... defends against Tony Nese. Another awesome Cruiserweight match pushed to when the people are still filing in for the main card. Damned ridiculous. Tony Nese may be a premier athlete, but he'll have a hard time with Buddy's brutality. Plus, every time the ugly purple belt's been on the line at WrestleMania since its reincarnation, the champ retained. And I see no reason that should change. Winner and still champ, Buddy Murphy. Okay, on to the main card. First, AJ Styles versus Randy Orton. Both are long-time veterans of the squared circle. Though, as Orton explained, he spent most of that time actually in the WWE, while AJ was slumming it in other feds. Nevertheless, they're both about even where experience is concerned. Now, this should be a long and exciting match that comes down to one question. Can Orton kick out of the phenomenal elbow? Because we know that no one can kick out of the RKO. I think AJ goes for the elbow, gets RKO'd out of nowhere, and gets pinned. Winner, Randy Orton. Roman Reigns versus Drew McIntyre. Finally, a WrestleMania without Roman Reigns in the main event. I mean, he is getting a lot more cheers for beating leukemia, but still, it's nice to see they're not pushing him as the next John Cena or the like. And it's also nice to see them pushing McIntyre as more than just a lackey. That slingshot by Dolph Ziggler really helped. This will be pretty brutal. I wouldn't be surprised if blood spills at some point. But it's obvious that Drew is only interested in decimating Reigns, not pinning him. And while Reigns will give as much as he gets, it'll be McIntyre who snaps first. Maybe Dean Ambrose, if he's still around, will come for the save after the fact, but the winner will be Roman Reigns by disqualification. Retirement match. Kurt Angle versus Baron Corbin. I was thinking Angle would face John Cena. After all, Angle was Cena's first opponent, so why not make Cena as Angle's last? But no, Kurt wants to teach former GM Baron Corbin a lesson before he lies back and enjoys his life in Pittsburgh. Baron Corbin won't go down easy, though. He's shown over the last few weeks a tenacity that has been quashed ever since he had a taste of authority a few months back. I mean, really, he needs to ditch the dress shirt and vest, get back to biker gear, and return to being the lone wolf that got him the Andre the Giant trophy and Money in the Bank in the same year. Otherwise, he'll never make it to number 36. And you'd have to be crazy to think Angle is going out on a loss. Oh, it's true. It's damn true. The winner is Kurt Angle. No holds barred match. Triple H versus Batista. If Triple H loses, his in-ring career is over. Now, I would have thought that with James Gunn back to direct Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, Batista would have been too busy to return to the ring, let alone compete against his on-again, off-again Evolution partner. But here's a question. Is it wrong for me to hope that Triple H loses? I mean, I've all but had it with the game shoehorning his way into WrestleMania every damn year. I was hoping his DX win against Brothers Destructo in November would be the end of it. Mr. Levesque belongs in a boardroom and at Full Sail, not in a ring anymore. And Batista belongs in front of a camera for Expendables 4. But I guess I'll have to pick Triple H because, let's face it, people would miss him if he couldn't compete. For some reason. Pardon. Falls Count Anywhere match. The Miz versus Shane McMahon. Talk about shoehorning Shane. Now, I thought it would have been better if it was Miz who turned. Seeing Miz as a face after so long a heel, it's kind of hard to fathom. Shane being a heel, well, that's easy to imagine. I mean, he's a McMahon. Duh. Anyway, more important is the fact that Shane has not had much success in the ring. And what success he has had was when he had a teammate or two beside him, like Daniel Bryan last year. And yet, he has to be in every WrestleMania like his bro-in-law, doesn't he? Will this be a wicked match? Oh, most definitely. Will Mr. McMahon and Mr. Mizanin get into some kind of altercation concerning their sons? Man, I hope so. Will Shane be successful in defending his Phillip Brooks Memorial Best in the World title? No chance in hell. The winner is The Miz. Women's Tag Team titles. The Boss and Hug Connection versus the Iconics versus Tamina and Nia Jax versus Natalya and Beth Phoenix. As much as I was against these titles, I have to admit they're doing everything they can to keep it relevant and make it not just a secondary women's title. Personally, I think they could have found a better way to do it than a Fatal 4-Way, but there you go. So the question is, has Banks and Bayley worn out their welcome as the inaugural champs? Part of me thinks not, but I don't know. I mean, I do know that Nat and Beth won't win. It doesn't matter if Beth didn't actually compete in Evolution. She really should hang it up. She's got nothing to prove anymore. Oh, and how I want the Iconics to win and have a proper tag team as champs, but these girls have more or less proven their second banana statuses over the last few years. As for Nia Jax and Tamina, well, they had chances before and failed, but the thing about a Fatal 4-Way is this. Bayley and Banks don't have to be pinned or have to submit to lose. Nia and or Tamina could just squash, say, Peyton Royce, and they could still win. It'll take a bit more than that for sure, but I'm picking Nia Jax and Tamina to win the titles. SmackDown Tag Team Championships, another Fatal 4-Way. Usos defend against The Bar, Rusev and Nakamura, and Ricochet and Aleister Black. Last year, the Usos had a triple threat for the titles, and Harper and Rowan destroyed them and the New Day to take the titles. Now the odds are even worse against them. However, the competition hasn't improved any. I mean, Rusev and Nakamura have had decent chemistry together as of late, but Not like the Usos. Black and Ricochet couldn't get past the War Raiders on NXT TakeOver. How can they possibly get past a team that are actual brothers? And Sheamus and Cesaro? I'd say their day is done and done. Not to say that by some miracle the Usos lose without getting involved in the decision, but them retaining the championships just seems the most logical as they try to find actual tag teams to bring up. Winners are the Usos. Raw tag team titles. The Revival versus Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder. Could the WWE show any more contempt for the tag division than throwing this title match in at last minute? Why not just put it on the kickoff show if that's how you really feel, man? Look, as cool as it would be to have Hawkins finally end his losing streak, he and Ryder just don't deserve the shot. Just because it's a giant stone throw across Long Island Sound to their home does not give them home field advantage, alright? And if they did win, well, the last time Ryder won a title at WrestleMania, he lost it the very next day. Sorry, but the Revival earned those titles and they should keep it a little longer. Winners are Dash and Dawson. And if they do lose, they'll win them back on SmackDown. United States Championship match. Samoa Joe versus Rey Mysterio. Now look, don't get me wrong. I love the San Diego Luchador. He won the World Heavyweight Championship as a cruiserweight. But that was 13 years ago. He may still have what it takes. And he may have his boy Dominic nearby. Oh, how he got over the whole Eddie Guerrero's your father angle from years ago, I'll never know. But Samoa Joe is just too strong and too vicious. Joe's even very agile for a guy his size. He, like AJ Styles, worked hard through the other feds to get here and hold gold. And he's not about to give up now. Joe wins by submission. Intercontinental Championship. Bobby Lashley versus the Demon, Finn Balor. Now, why did they ever bother having Balor drop the title back to Lashley? The match would have been the same with Balor holding the belt and Lashley. Yeah, Bobby's got Leo Rush and the failed cruiserweight in his corner, but neither of them have faced the Demon. Which, by the way, we shall see for the first time at WrestleMania. When Balor puts on the Venom-like makeup on his face and torso, his demeanor changes drastically. Ask anyone, Kevin Owens, Seth Rollins, AJ Styles, who have ever crossed the Demon, and they'll confirm it. Lashley and Rush are in for one hell of a battle. But eventually, Balor will be victorious and win back the title. Universal Championship. Brock Lesnar versus Seth Rollins. Everyone has been saying that they will end the chokehold that the reigning, defending, undisputed Universal Heavyweight Champion has put on the belt. Only one person has done it, though. Roman Reigns. And even then, he had to go through hell a few times. And Seth Rollins, he went through being the Authority's lapdog, having a serious injury, and a Royal Rumble to get here. And he says what everyone else is thinking. The reign of error by Brock Lesnar must end. The Universal title must be defended on a regular basis, not just on the major pay-per-views when the money is right. The Universal Champion must be someone who will hold the title with pride and defend it with honor. Not someone who holds it while looking down on the entire industry. Will Seth take the mystique of Brock Lesnar and burn it down? God, I hope so. I don't think I can deal with no Universal title match until Money in the Bank. Help us, Rollins. You're our only hope. And I have faith in you. Winner and new Universal Champion, Seth frickin' Rollins. WWE Championship match. The new Daniel Bryan defends against Kofi Kingston. Okay, look, I get it, okay? Kofi's been in the business for 11 years or so and hardly ever got a shot at any primary title. He had every other title in the WWE multiple times. He's a human highlight reel in every Royal Rumble he's been in. And most importantly, he stepped in at the right time when Ali was injured and excelled not just in the Elimination Chamber, but in the gauntlet matches he was in both before and after. He has definitely earned the chance to finally grab that piece of hardware with the large double W on it, even if it's pebbles on wood and hemp instead of jewels on leather. But here's the thing. Ever since he came in as a mock Jamaican in the ECW brand of WWE, he's always seemed to me as a second-tier man. I mean, not B+ by any stretch, but not quite main event worthy, you know? And for the past 4 2/3 years, Kofi's been happily ingrained in the New Day, winning 5 tag titles along with Big E and Xavier Woods. What will this do to the dynamic if Kofi wins the ultimate prize in the WWE? I mean, it might tear them apart. And no one wants that. After that, the fact that Eric Rowan will be out there to counter Big E and Xavier, and this era will not end in 18 seconds like the last one did. The winner and still champ, the new Daniel Bryan. Finally, for the first time, women will be in the main event at WrestleMania. Raw Women's Champ Rowdy Ronda Rousey versus SmackDown Women's Champ Charlotte Flair versus Royal Rumble winner Becky Lynch. Okay, first question is, will this unify the titles and the Women's Champ will just have to defend on both shows like the Women's Tag Champs? I mean, that's the reason you're seeing a top 10 women as a whole around here rather than the top 5 of Raw and SmackDown. I think it just might. I mean, what other reason is there to have the match winner take all? Now, if the winner only defends one title at a time going forward, then I'll revert back to top 5 Raw and SmackDown. But anyway, this has been building and building and building since Royal Rumble. Since Charlotte injured Lynch, and she still won. They tried to make Lynch a heel, but no one was buying it for a minute. And we all know what's going to happen, right? This is WrestleMania 30 all over again. Lynch will probably get hurt for a while. They'll let Ronda Rousey and Charlotte Flair battle it out, and then she comes back and scores the big win over impossible odds. But I predict that this will be the first time Rousey is pinned or submits. And I gotta admit, I'm loving the idea of Rousey tapping out to disarm her. Charlotte has plenty of time to tie her father in the titles, right? Hell, she's halfway there already. Becky should have never lost the SmackDown Women's title to begin with. Now is her time to shine. Winner and unified Women's Champion, the man, Becky Lynch. Whew, that was a lot. I'll be posting on Twitter during the main card at Chris Wolvie. Maybe I'll throw a bone to WrestleView.com to see if they'll have me as a guest columnist. But do watch on the WWE Network. Oh, and one other prediction. This year will not go past midnight Eastern Time. I'm Chris Wolvie, the wrestling blogger who always tells it like it is. See ya.